one achieves God realization through meditation and prayer. And a God-realized person is he who has established a free access to the inner pilot within him.
If God realization takes place, then one becomes part and parcel of the universe. Universal consciousness is revealed. So how will I have a concept? People who have not seen God, then they will say that we have not seen God, then why should we think of God? If we see someone, then it is easier for us to think of him. Even if he's from a distant place, think of him, or to send our goodwill, love, affection and all that. But we are taught from the very beginning, the soul has taught, our parents taught that God exists. And who is God? God is all kindness, God is all affection, God is all the divine qualities that we have. Again, this is how we take of God. But if you say that we have no concept of God, if we say that since we don't have any idea of God realization, why to bother about it? Then do you have any idea of God? God and God realization, it is like part and parcel flower and the fragrance. If God is the fragrance, then God realization is the flower. If God realizes the flower, then God is the fragrance. That way we have to take. So if we say that we have no idea of God realization, then how can you pray and meditate? And I will say, have you any idea of God? It is only mental conception. People have told, we read in the book, God is a nice person, we are all infinitely better than us. That's why we try to emulate, we try to have the good qualities that God has and God is. Similarly, God realization is something we have to know. When you have God realized, at that time universal consciousness becomes yours. What is happening in the universe, you can know if you want to. If you don't want to know, then millions and billions of things you can do if you want to. There are thousands of things a God realized person does, but a human being cannot do it. Before God realization, when I used to do perhaps 5 or 6 things. Once I became aware, there is not a single day in all that I don't do thousands of things in the inner world. And there will be spiritual masters who have realized God, they also do it. They do millions of things because again they do not use their mind. They do not use the mind. With our mind we can do only one thing, then go to the next. Mind can work very fast, 1, 2, 3 like that. But mind cannot do 2 things at the same time. But when you have God realized, when you realize God, then you can do many, many things. Now the question is, just because I don't know, I have no idea of God realization, it is impossible for me to think of a subject. But now, then is there, before you learn any subject, you have no idea what the subject will be like. So God realization is also like that. When you say God realization is not something mental hallucination or it is something vague. Only if you read book, then you know that what God realization is. God realization is oneness with God's will. God realization, not my will. Now how will I know what God's will is? That is why we enter into spiritual life.
A child has a few pieces of candies, 10, 15 or 20. And we are all in front of the child and begging the child to share with us the child's candies. The child is not in the mood to share with us and the child is moving around. All of a sudden, by that, the child comes and gives the candies. He is ready to give the child 10 pieces of candies to one individual and not even one to another individual. Now what are you going to do? The child does not believe in equality or anything. The child looks at the face and something in the child happens. And the child will come and give you 1, 2, 3, 4 and pour me. The child will not look at me, will not give me a piece of candy. So this spontaneous feeling of the child. Similarly, God also does the same. If you say, if you pray and meditate, for Indians, according to Indian system, for 12 years, if you pray and meditate 8 hours a day, then you realize God. There are many who have prayed for 8 hours a day for 12 hours, 12 years. And even in my own family, if I have to be frank, my eldest brother, he prayed and meditated for years and years and years, 8 hours a day, much more than 8 hours a day. Then again, God did not pursue. God knows, when did I do 8 hours of meditation? Perhaps I did, perhaps I didn't, but not like him for years and years and years. So here is an example. In my family, there are quite a few who prayed much more than I did. And perhaps they will not say that they have realized God. Here I brag that I have realized God. So we don't know why and how, when God will give realization of God. Like a child. Child gives. Here we are all begging the child to give us the candy, but piece of candy, he doesn't give. And again, somebody is perhaps not paying even attention, any attention. Whether the child gives or not, the child will go and give to that person. So, God alone knows there is no hard and fast rule that if one meditates for a longer time, one will get. Oh no, it is not like that. Again, if you say somebody's meditation prayer is very sincere, meditation is very deep, then again who gave that intensity? God. We cannot create intensity on the strength of our own volition. No. God gives. So we have to ask God, why has He chosen someone in the family, one person, and not others who definitely have prayed and meditated more than that person. Nobody can give an adequate reason. Only philosophically you can say, spiritually you can say, his prayer was sincere. Even though he did not pray for a long time, but then who gave him that sincerity or intensity? Again you come back to God. So God remains the eternal question, at the same time He becomes the God. God becomes the constant answer. Eternal question and constant answer is God.